Hey, Facebook. So, I'm trying to do this again. I started a live a little bit ago, but it wouldn't let me see really any viewers or anything I was trying to see. Um, I did want to go live to make sure that it was some things that I wanted to share, that I wanted to discuss with everything that's been going on. The video that I made previously, that I put out about my daughter's death, that I put out about sex trafficking, that I put out about things that was just going on in my life and my daughter's life. There's other videos that have been made by other family members of hers that I haven't had a chance to address. I just simply didn't even address the videos. I actually been waiting for a lot of multitude of videos to be made before I got on to address them, because I knew that this person making all these videos, it was only going to be a matter of time before they said something contradiction. They had, stories, flaws in their stories, or picking out the lies and the deceit. So I was just letting them rant on and say their 2 cents. As many of us believe, there's 3 sides to every story: my side, their side, and the truth. Shalom, everybody. Thanks for joining. Please share this. And so a lot of the stuff I want to address, first and foremost, about how my daughter even ended up in the custody of Child Protection Services. Anaiah had been having a lot of behavior problems. She was being bullied in school. She basically changed her being bullied in school about her color. She was going to a predominantly white school. And my baby used to always wear her hair in afros. And she used to embrace her afro and wear her hair in a big poof. And she would get teased at school about it. And Anaiah, racial slurs and everything. We brought this to the officials. We tried to change things. I made posts on my page about it. A lot of my posts are public. So I want to say this to you all as well. Things that I'm discussing now, you can go back and verify through my posts. You can type in my daughter's name, school. You'll see that when I was talking to school officials about them bullying her, about all of that. You can see that from years ago, okay? I don't edit and remove stuff on my page. I make a lot of things viewable to public people. They can just see it. You don't even have to be my friend. Because I'm honest like that, and I'm candid like that. And also, if I want you to know something, and I'm not going to give you a convoluted version. So, with that being said, I feel as though my daughter picked up some aggression, and she changed, from being bullied to being a person that was very aggressive. She started, obviously fighting back, which I was, very much for her, standing up for herself and, asserting herself. But that turned into rebellion, and that turned into disrespect. And so she had gotten into so much trouble, they were going to expel her from school. And I took Anaiah out of school 2 weeks early before school ended. It was like the end of May, maybe like May 20th, May 19th. And this was in 2017. I took Anaiah out of school. I told the principal. She had got into it with the girl. And they said, well, look, Anaiah, getting into it with this girl. The girl is scared to come back. I knew that they were going to probably expel Anaiah if we didn't take her out. So I said to them, her father and I have visitation. He actually has visitation. I have full physical custody of Anaiah, but he had visitation of her during summer vacation and all of the off times that she's supposed to be out of school. He had vacation with her and, was supposed to be visiting with her. That's in my divorce decree, okay? Now, May 24th, 2017, I sent my daughter to San Diego. That's something else you probably can see in public posts. To be with her dad for the summer. Now, he and I discussed her staying longer, being with him longer, for a longer period of time because of her behavior. But also because we felt like she could use the male balance in her life. Parenting as a single mom, having full custody of her, obviously, by her only going with her father on weekends or holidays or Christmas vacation or summer vacation, I felt like she needed more time with him. And so we decided that Anaiah would then stay after the summer and do the school year in San Diego with him. Well, Anaiah kept up the behavior. She kept up the disrespect, the violence, the just things that teenagers would do, and some of these things teenagers would not do. And he got very upset about it. He and his wife and his stepson, they basically could not handle her behavior. He wanted to send Anaiah back. I was very honest with him and letting him know, look, this is not a return to sender. She's not a package. You don't get to just say, oh, well, my daughter's behavior is too bad. I want her to go back to her mom. It's time for you to step up. She was 13 years old at the time. It was time for him to step up and do his side as a dad and do his side as a father. Anybody that knows me knows I raised my kids. My kids always lived with me. I could tell you every school my kids went to. I could tell you every birthday party my kids had. I could tell you everywhere we was at together when we was there. So there is no such thing as my daughter resided with Adrian for 2 years. Let me tell you how my daughter did reside with Adrian. When we first divorced in 2007 when Anaiah was 3, Adrian lived across the street from me in St. Paul, Minnesota. I lived in Ames Apartments, and he lived in Maryland Park Apartments. Everybody knows Ames Apartments is across the street from Maryland Park Apartments. There was times that he didn't even come and get my daughter during the visitation that he was scheduled to have. And this is an across the street distance. There was times that he did get her as he was supposed to. However, those were the times that Anaiah spent time with him. And most of that time, Anaiah was with her grandparents. He would have my daughter during his visitation, and he would take her to his grandparents. That's on him. But that's when she was 3. Mind you, Anaiah died when she was 16. We've been living in Phoenix since 2012. We've been here for 8 years. Half of Anaiah's life, I resided here in Phoenix. Half of Anaiah's life, we've lived in one place and, never moved. She went to one school. Her sister went to one school. We didn't have any moving. Very stable life. When I sent her with her father for that summer, it was supposed to be for balance. It was supposed to be so that she could try a new environment. He decided in November he wanted to bring Anaiah home. He tried to bring her home. My grandmother on my father's side had just died. And I let him know, I'm on my way to Indianapolis Airport. No, you cannot just bring her back from San Diego to Phoenix and drop her off to me. You're not going to do that. That's not what we're going to do because, number one, she doesn't have a school to go to. This is still the middle of the school year now, mind you. Number two, you were supposed to keep her throughout the school year. It's November. School doesn't get out until June. Why are you trying to bring her back now? May to November is 6 months. Okay? December comes. Now, this is where the receipts going to start to come out at. Because, see, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. December 17th, 2017, he drove here from San Diego. Came to my house. I was not home at the time. I was actually at a casino. And I was on the casino floor. And when you're on the casino floor, you do not get any coverage from your cell phone data. I had a hotel room at the casino. When I left the casino floor, I get back to my room and I see that it's messages from him. It's messages. It's so many messages on my phone. I'm listening to the voicemail messages. He telling me he drove out here. He at my house. I need to get Anaiah. Let's rewind. Before I got those messages, he told me, I'm getting ready to drive Anaiah back to Phoenix. I want to put her out. I said, if you put my daughter out, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to call the police. And it's going to be some issues. I'm coming to California if you put my daughter in the streets. And I let him know that. So, what did he decide to do? Pack our 13-year-old daughter up, drive her to Phoenix, come to my house, knock on my door. I'm not there. I didn't answer. He called Phoenix Police Department and told them that he had a daughter that he did not want to parent and take care of anymore, and that she was unbearable, her behavior was unbearable, and that he wanted to drop her back off with her mom, and that I wasn't answering the phone or the door. Okay, so they then was trying to call me too, but mind you, I'm in the casino. My phone, I'm not hearing it. I'm not knowing it's even ringing. Okay. So they called child protection to the scene. Child protection, like, what's going on? What's going on, sir? What you want us to do? He says he don't want to take care of his daughter no more. He wants to sign her over. No parent is there on the scene. They take my daughter in their custody. Receipts, because I told you I have them. Give me 1 second. This paper is a carbon copy of what was left on my door that day. If you look very closely, it says December 17th, 11:56 a.m., temporary custody notice, Anaiah Walker. It says, reason, describe a specific reason for temporary custody, neglect. If you scroll further down, it says other circumstances. No parent willing or able to care for child. Let's scroll further down. Method of service. This is the caseworker's name down here. Who says method of service? 12/17/2017. Served to parent or guardian. It says method used, given directly to. Whose signature is that? Let's zoom in. Whose signature is on this form? Do y'all see my signature on this form anywhere? The next day, this was a Sunday. You can look it up on your calendar. December 17th was a Sunday. I go, card in my door, this paper in my door. I go to retrieve my child as any mother would. What's going on? Wait a minute. Let's sit down. We all on the... Adrian drives back to San Diego. He's on the phone during the CPS conference. He's not at the CPS office with me. He's on the phone. Anaiah tells all of us during a meeting that she understands her behavior is defiant, that she doesn't listen to her parents, that she's not behaving, that she's doing all of these things. She agrees with everything we say. There is a law out that if you are a danger to yourself or others, they will take you in their custody. You can look that up too. They all looked at each other. I'm in the office. Adrian not in the office, so he don't know that they're looking at each other. I do because he's on phone conference. I'm here in Phoenix. He drove back. They said, we're just going to keep her because, she's a safety concern of herself and others. Okay? Now, I fighting to get her back, telling them she could come home. He tells them, Anaiah threw a vacuum at me. Anaiah hit me with a broom. None of these things which she did to me. I'm not saying she didn't do it. I'm not saying she did do it. But this is how he's making it seem like she's so violent that he couldn't handle her. I let them know, I'm not afraid of Anaiah. I don't want to risk what you all would cause abuse to Anaiah by chastising her. But she's not going to run my house. She's a child. She's going to stay in a child's place. Anaiah was to complete therapy with her by herself, with her father, and with me, and then all of us together in order for her to come home and be reunified home. That is the basis of what happened to her and why she was there. 4 months into Anaiah being in their custody, she gets sex trafficked by these men in April of 2018. So you do the math. December 2017, April 28. That's 4 months. Okay? God could take me where I'm at. This man never drove back down here to visit my daughter while she was in CPS custody. He never came back. He didn't come to the hospital. He didn't come to any trials for these men. He didn't contact the state prosecutor for these men. I believe in receipts. I got receipts. I divorced Adrian. Adrian and I divorced in November of 2007 when my daughter was 3. Okay? This is a man who has been court ordered receipts because, see, one thing about me, I'm not going to play no internet games with nobody. Ain't nobody going to slander my name. Ain't nobody going to play with me. This is what he wanted to do. Let's do it. Receipts. You looking at my divorce decree. It's filed. Him and my name is on it. Okay. Let's look at the facts as we deal with the facts that break the non-believers' backs. So this guy who, I call myself co-parenting with, trying to be cool with, who was on his third wife, has taken care of many stepchildren and, claimed that my daughter was so threatening and violent that he basically had to send her to child protection to protect his stepson. But this is your blood daughter. She carrying your last name. Me and you was married when she was conceived and when she was born. How do you put her aside for anybody? Not only that, but she's your oldest child. Receipts. So, what does this say right here? Responding. $50 per month, child support and care. And supposed to do medical. So, since your daughter was 3, since 2007, you've been court ordered to pay $50 a month in child support. A judge told me once before, ma'am, why don't you go in for a child support increasement? Because I make nearly $50 an hour. What do I need to chase $50 a month for? I'm not about to go and make no court order for something you need to do. $50 a month, guess what the judge told me? That's not enough to feed a goldfish. So when I send your daughter to you 10 years later in 2017 when she's 13, you could have kept her for longer than 7 months, buddy. Even though her behavior was incorrigible, was wrong, because I was dealing with the same behavior. I dealt with the suspensions from school. I dealt with the phone calls from school. I dealt with her getting buck on me, but I didn't never sign her over to no goddamn system. That's the difference between me and him. I didn't never sign her over. And who in a million years? Because he actually did leave me voicemails like, I'm on my way right now. I'm just going to sign her over. Blah, 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 blah. I'm on the phone like, do it then, Adrian. But no one in a million years would actually believe that their kid's dad is going to do that. Who would actually believe? I thought he was bluffing me. I did not believe that this Negro would actually sign our daughter over. Like, Negroes get mad at their kids' moms or ex-wives or what have you, and I'm his ex-wife. I ain't no baby mama. But I never thought in a million years he would actually do it, but he did it, and I showed you the paperwork that he did it. Now, let's go to my paperwork, because I had to fight to show the courts I didn't neglect nobody. Receipts. Oh, we want to do the internet thing. But I told you, don't come for me unless I sent for you. You've officially been sent for. Here's some more receipts. This was sent to me on December 2017. You see it got my name on it. It's talking about taking Anaiah in on the 17th. Heard the case of abuse, child abuse, or neglect. Boom. This is for me, right? Okay. July 26, 2018. What this say? This is to inform you that the Department of Child Support has unsubstantiated the findings for the DCS report dated 12/17/27. The finding will not be entered into the DCS Central Registry, and no further action will be taken by Protective Services Review Team. Services offered for the family include case management, community services, family preservation department. I fought to not be added to the registry of abuse and neglect for kids because I am a Arizona fingerprint card holder, fingerprint clearance card holder. I have clearance for weapons and everything. You're not going to dilapidate my name and bring my name down because you didn't want to take care of your daughter. You punk ass Negro. That's what you are. You are a coward. I never took this man into court for an increase in child support. I only wanted him to step in and be a father. You signed my daughter over to child protection when I didn't jump to the beat of your drum and take her back when you wanted me to. That is the truth. And I fought my case and I won. Where's your paperwork? Where your paperwork at? Oh, wait a minute. I'm not done. Because when she got there, who held her down? Who tried to get her out? Me. Who bought her clothes and shoes and hygiene items? Me. Receipts. I got a whole, let me just show y'all something. It's a whole banker's box right here full of receipts, my daughter's life. Understand that. Whole banker's box. I'm not here to play. I got 4 of these boxes. Because I've been waiting. And what you finally did was dig yourself so deep in a hole. You didn't know I had all this paperwork. But I haven't forgot, buddy. Now, let's show who's been involved in this case. This is why my live video, when I said, better not know GoFundMe go up for my daughter. Why? Because you ordered to pay $50 a month that you're in arrears on. How you in arrears on $50 a month, fam? That's $600 a year. That's $600 a year. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, everybody. Chime in, because you can rewind the video after I post it, and you'll be able to see the documents showing everything I got to say. I ain't never took him in for an increase. I'm the only baby mama that he got out of the other ones that told him that she would take him off if he paid what he owed, the back part. I told him when I got here, like, I'll take you off. It's $50, fam. It's nothing. Guess what happened? January 2018, after he signed my daughter over, guess who filed Anaiah on their taxes? Let's talk about it. How you sign your daughter over to child protection and file her on your taxes? After I sent her to you May 24th, do I have receipts? Oh, you damn right I do. I got the itinerary proving the date I flew Anaiah there. So May 24th, I already had a conversation with Adrian. Adrian, it's May 24th. You know, we only got 6 days before it's June. I'm going to file Anaiah on my taxes. She's been my dependent for these 6 months. He said, okay. But he felt like since he had her from May 24th to December 17th when he signed her over, he had her for 7 months so he could file her on his taxes. No biggie, because I'm really not a tax-needing chick. Not tripping. I actually end up paying out taxes. Go ahead. Keep it, bro. But you piling your daughter on your taxes and you pay $50 a month child support sometimes? You set up a GoFundMe for a foundation asking for $2,000. Let's talk about this. It cost $12,000 for my daughter to be buried. Who has life insurance on Anaiah? Receipts. Her mother. Who has policy on Anaiah? Her mother. Okay? Her mother. You know, I'm the one that has been making sure. And I got this policy on my daughter when he put her in the system. Because the Most High wouldn't let me rest until I got a policy put on my daughter. I was at work. I'll never forget the day that I put the policy on her. She had kept running away. And I was standing outside on the dock on my break. And I went 20 minutes over my break just talking to the people to put a policy on it because my mind wouldn't rest. It kept coming to my mind, kept coming to my mind, kept coming to my mind. I got this policy a year before my daughter died. Because the Most High knew. Okay? So who taking care of her in life and death? All right? Now, we get to the funeral home. It's time to talk about funeral arrangements. I'm there. My husband's there. Adrian's there. Funeral home people are there. Out of out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall a fact be established. I put the policy on a table in a bag because I have it. And I'm not here to brag or be condescending or none of that. But I put the policy on the table. Here. Let's talk about it. They looked at me, they say, ma'am, your daughter was a victim. You qualify for $10,000 of county money. If you're indigent, which I'm not, I have a job, she had insurance, so I wouldn't qualify. But Adrian would qualify. Because you don't have a job. You said you laid off. You don't have an insurance policy. Well, you told us at the time you did. Okay, so we at the funeral home, right? And you say you have an insurance policy. Where is your paperwork? Oh, well, it's still some stuff that got to be worked out with my policy. Some T's and crossed, dots not dotted, and blah, 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 blah. Who you think you talking to? First of all, y'all, a lot of y'all know, some of y'all don't. I used to work in insurance for many years. That's all I did was hire insurance adjusters. I was an insurance processor. There is not an insurance company in the world that's going to give you an indemnity to a policy and all of your paperwork is not done. They're going to notify you that your policy is not complete, and then they cannot issue a policy until you've done everything to be legitimized. All right. But you don't got your paperwork. So you tell me and the funeral director and my husband, no, y'all just put it all on y'all policy, just go with your paperwork. No problem. Forget it. But I'm hot because you don't have nothing to bring to the table. And I'm not trying to down you for that and really jump on you about that. But here you got an opportunity to get something and contribute it, and you won't even do it. Because you trying to stop me. You think I'm trying to do something funny. Like, really? Dude, your daughter is dead. Okay. I'm in the funeral home. Child protection calls. They Miss Rhymes, we sorry about your loss. We sorry to hear about what happened. Is there anything we could do for you? I said, you all can give me my daughter's journals, if she had any. And you can give me her phone to the police. They said, what about funeral arrangements? Can we help with anything with the funeral? I said, as a matter of fact, you can. I'm here now. Maybe you could talk to them. They talk to them, the funeral home directors. They tell them that they could probably pay $4,000 for my daughter's funeral. I said, okay, that's fine. We draw up a contract that I signed, that I have a copy of, receipts anytime. This man didn't sign nothing. He didn't do nothing. He sit in the office. He didn't really have an opinion about anything, not even the casket, really. I'm looking at the casket book by myself, and he's sitting next to me. Okay? They sent the contract over. I'm making funeral arrangements. I already posted the picture showing y'all that he said he didn't have nothing to contribute. Adrian cashed out me a total of $300 for a $12,000 funeral. None of the money was his. He told me he got $100 from his sister and $200 from some other people that had donated him money from Cash App. I don't know who those people are. Don't care. But he didn't put one rusty ass penny on his daughter's funeral. Okay? Now, let's talk about the funeral. If I'm lying, there's people on this live that was there. Funeral visitation started at 10. No Adrian. How you late to your daughter's funeral, fam? You come close to the time, the eulogy, and everybody's supposed to start talking. I go give him a program, obituary, and I show him, you're speaking first. Throughout the whole process of Anaiah's funeral, I called Adrian, I text him, I asked him, what do you think about this color? This is what we're doing with this. This is what we're doing with these flowers. I sent him the link to look at the flowers, to pick out the arrangements that he liked. I posted that picture. I sent him pictures, and I printed out, so my daughter had to have a closed casket funeral. I printed out $200 worth of pictures alone. Just pictures. I asked him, can you get some pictures printed? No, I can't. You ain't got no money for no pictures. Ain't really got no money for no pictures. Ain't really got no money for no flowers. These are the cheapest things that you can do now. The cake. I rented a banquet hall. So, yeah, we got a funeral home, but the funeral home looked drab. I'm not going to lie. It looked really depressing. I didn't want to have my daughter's funeral there. So I paid for a place to have my daughter's funeral, and I paid for a place. a banquet hall. We had the whole funeral and the repast there. It cost me $1,000. Did he pay for any of it? No. Did he help set up anything? No. Even the man of eulogy, people come to speak. My husband, he getting up there, he moving tables and stuff for people to sit. People coming in, strangers. People that don't really know Anaiah but know me. Putting up food, setting the food up on the tables. You didn't have no money to contribute, but did you get up off your ass and contribute anything at the funeral repast? You didn't carry a chair. Oh, let's talk about it. He didn't stay the whole funeral. He left early. I walked behind Anaiah's casket by myself. And I text him, and I have the text message. I asked him, will he be a pallbearer? Now, everybody knows. Some people on this live know me and Adrian for 20 years. They know me and him from school. They know both of us. So y'all know, he's always had problems with his leg. He had cancerous tumors in his leg his whole life. He's had surgeries on his leg. But I don't give a damn. If it was me, I would have broke my leg carrying my daughter's casket. Fuck this leg. He gonna tell me in a text message, I don't know if I could carry her. I'm afraid of my leg gonna give out. I got it in the text message. He said his brother Avery a carrier. Therefore, my brother, his brother, her stepdad, Duke, my husband, and her sister, of all people who was 120 wet, carried her. He left. I walked behind her casket by myself. They carried Anaiah to the hearse. He was not there to carry her to the hearse. He was not there to walk her be carried to the hearse. Okay? Now all these videos going up, everybody talking about, oh, they want to blame you and you. No, nobody's blaming him. I'm telling you what the facts are. Nobody's blaming him for Anaiah's death. But I'm telling you what the facts are that led to her even being in a certain situation. And I'm telling you my side because there's 3 sides to every story. Now maybe you can fill in the rest for yourself. He said his side. Here's my side. You weigh in. You make it make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But I got receipts. I can show I paid. You know, tunes of flowers. Even her stepfather. Not my husband. The one that raised her. Duke. He paid $400 for flowers by himself. And then when I showed him the program and that he was speaking first, he gonna ask me, well, is Duke speaking gonna be a problem? First of all, he deserved to be on here. He raised your daughter. He took your daughter to daycare. He took your daughter to school. He in the memorial video doing your daughter hair. You the same man who came to birthday parties and didn't buy no cake, no balloons. You never bought your daughter a birthday cake in her life. Cut the shit. I don't celebrate holidays, so it ain't no big deal. But we gonna keep it all the way funky. My daughter, he's on his 3rd wife now. When he was with his 2nd wife, my daughter would come home crying. Mom, he bought his stepkids Christmas gifts that look better than my Christmas gift. I tell my baby, don't worry about it, baby. We don't even celebrate Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. But then I got to compensate for your lack thereof. And then you running me in and out of court for custody of your daughter because you say, oh, I'm unfit. Oh, you think somebody might have touched your daughter. All of these things you trying to say that you really try to embed in your daughter over years to be vindictive towards me. But you never show no proof. Now let's talk about why you didn't get custody. You never got custody because you went to court and told the judge, Your Honor, I can't afford to pay child support. At the time, you know, Minnesota, if you don't have a job, they court order you to pay $50 a month. The judge told him, Mr. Walker, if you don't have a job, you can't get no custody. Like, it's apples and oranges. Like, really gonna take a scientist to figure it out. And he was living with his mom at the time. He was scorned. So ever since then, you want to go make false police reports on me, false claims to CPS. None of that worked because no weapon formed against me has prospered, even now to this day. So then when my daughter dies, I told y'all in that video when she died, I said, don't nobody set up no GoFundMe. Because as you can see, why would I ask for some money when I got the fucking money to bury her? I got the life insurance and the bag. So why would I beg the public? See, the greed don't get you nowhere. It's 50 million people unemployed right now, and you're on public platforms asking people for their hard-earned money like you contributing to the cause. You are a liar. You ain't contributing to nothing that got to do with your daughter. Now you saying it's going towards this foundation. Y'all do me a favor. If you think I'm lying, God can take me where I'm at. Because my friends brought this to my attention. My mutual friends that we have. They said, damn, I would see you posting on your page that you miss Anaiah. You looking for Anaiah. But then I would go to his page and I wouldn't see him even talking about Anaiah until after she died. Go back and look and see if you can see any post that he made about her being missing or looking for her this past year. Not in 2018, from 2019 to 2020. See if he posts anything about her, wanting her to come home. Y'all always see me posting, Anaiah, I want you to come home. Anaiah, I miss you. Anaiah, I love you. Baby, come out them streets. You ain't said nothing because you ain't want nobody to even know. You know what I'm saying? You ain't want nobody to know. It was all sweep under the rug. And I was protecting her too because I didn't want to let people know she was in the street. By them men still going to court for her, I didn't want them to know she was a runaway on the street, making her more vulnerable if somebody want to do something to her. But I would put little clues out there, and people that would message me, I would let them know, yeah, I don't know where she's at. Okay. Soon as she died, soon as we bury her. And let me say this. So DCS did call me back. They say, Miss Rhymes, we told you we could pay $4,000 for the funeral, but we're going to pay for it all. That's how God worked. I didn't have to cash out anything for the funeral cost itself. They paid the whole $11,800 for her to be buried. But I still have a policy, and I pay for everything else. I pay because now let's talk about if you ever buried somebody. There's more cost associated with burying someone than just the funeral. You have the cost for the repast, the cost for the flowers. Before I knew that we had to have a closed casket, I was going to dress Anaiah in a garment like what me and Nakaya had on. Those garments are $100 or better, okay? I bought my garment, Nakaya's garment, rented the rental hall, made sure we had the transportation. I made the obituaries. I had someone in Hebrew make the obituaries. I called to IOG in Chicago and had them send me a Hebrew brother from California. Flew him out here. They flew him out here for us. I orchestrated everything. He didn't orchestrate one thing. You didn't carry your daughter. You didn't put in on no obituaries. You didn't buy no flowers. You didn't, even the cake. Even the damn cake. And the food. Let's talk about that. I wanted a company to cater for Anaiah, but they was going to charge me too much money. Actually, for 3 pans of chicken and some rice. They wanted $400. I said I'd jerk the damn chicken myself, and that's what I did. I rented a big-ass guest home for everyone to come from on the lake for my daughter by myself. Okay? 4 days. It cost $480 a night. On the lake, something beautiful, scenic to remember her by. We held the candlelight vigil. My oldest daughter put that together by herself with the help of us, but he didn't help at all. He didn't contribute to that at all. Okay. Time for the repast and the funeral. When we get to the burial ground, now my brother had to fly out. His brother flew out, so we lost 2 pallbearers. So when we get to the burial ground, I get out the car. I walk up to him. This time, I'm like, you going to carry your daughter today. I didn't even ask. Because I asked you before, and you walked your ass away. You put your brother in charge of it instead of you doing it. But today, we too short. You going to do it today, buddy. I don't give a fuck about that leg. So, he carried her. Because we buried Anaiah on Monday. Her funeral was on Sunday the 14th, but we buried her on the 15th. Because the cemetery is closed on Sundays. So we had to wait till the next day to bury her at the burial ground. Funeral home director says, does anyone want to say a prayer? My uncle's wife started to say a prayer. I stopped her. I said, that's not how we do things in our culture. I need you to stop. I don't mean no disrespect, but I need you to stop. It's going to either be her father or my husband that's going to lead the prayer. He barely wanted to speak then. He said a little couple of dry words. The funeral director took over and said the rest of the prayer. God could take me where I'm at. I ain't got no reason to lie. I have nothing to gain. I haven't put up any public platforms asking for any money because, like I said, it's selfish for someone to get on a public platform and ask for money when they don't really need it. And it's 50 million people unemployed. Why would you go to the public and ask for money like you're going to contribute it to a cause you didn't? I just told y'all about everything he didn't contribute to. So what was left? Now she's buried, right? The headstone is left. Do you think when he set up that GoFundMe that he called me or texted me or asked me what is left of the expenses that I couldn't pay because I set up in a GoFundMe? Is there anything I can help you cover? Is there anything else? What about a headstone? What about a tombstone for my daughter? We never had that conversation. So it hurt me when I seen the GoFundMe go up. It really hurt me. It wasn't because I don't want his foundation to be funded. I'm glad you put something to honor up in our daughter's name. But where was the honor when you had every fucking chance to stand up? Where was the honor when I was burying her, putting this money together by myself? And then you tell my friend, my daughter's godmom, who we're mutual friends. We all been friends for 20 years. Nobody in my family was really offering him no console. Because everybody's feeling some type of way about you signing your daughter over. I'm just going to keep it 100. So nobody in my family offered him any kind of hugs or nothing. She was the only one that was willing to go by him and talk to him and hug him. And I ain't got no problem with that. But he told her he's staying in a hotel. I don't know if there's any truth to that. So then I see a GoFundMe go up and you asking for $2,000. What foundation can be funded with $2,000? That sounds like a deposit and rent to me. Now, bullshit now. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I've been silent. I've been cool. I ain't asked him for nothing. I ain't never really needed him for shit at all. I'm going to keep it 100. So when you got this GoFundMe up, now I'm mad. Like, who told you? Like, why would you put this up and then not like I said, not offer to help with anything? I know this content is probably raw. I am very emotional. I'm very much in my feelings behind this. And I know that, the language is not that appropriate, and I apologize. But that is the stem of my frustration with this. I was all cool with the foundation itself, but how dare you ask for this money and you haven't contributed to the cause? Now, the $10,000 reward that I put out, I make emphasis on I, because the news keeps saying the family. The family ain't dead shit. I put that $10,000. That's my money. He did. Let's talk about the policy that he said he had when he was at the funeral home. I said, Adrian, well, when you get your money, well, can you add on to this reward? Can we increase it? I want to get it like 20,000. With 50 million people being unemployed, somebody want this 10,000 or 20,000, 50, however much money I can get to tell me what happened to my daughter. And that's what I told him. We dealing with street people. They want some money. So if you really have a policy, put some with my reward. Here's the caveat to that. He lives in California. My daughter had been traveling between here and California. She was found in Buckeye, and they think she was coming from California. I asked him, can you make up some reward flyers, the ones you guys have been sharing? I was going to pay for 1,000 flyers, right? I wanted them all spread across the highway. I wanted him to take some to California and spread them out in California because we need the word to get out in California. I'm in Phoenix. Do you think he took any flyers with him to pass out in California? Even though I was going to pay for them to be printed off, and all he had to do was take them with him and hand them out. He went home before the funeral and came back. You had two ways. You could have dropped some off on your way home, dropped some off on your way back into Phoenix. We could have covered that ground. When I found out my daughter was in San Bernardino, California, I also asked him to go out there and look for her. You live in California, bro. Why you didn't drive to San Bernardino and look for your daughter? I'm doing everything on the ground here. Okay. So, you got this foundation. You got to GoFundMe. You ain't helped with no reward money. I hired a private investigator too. Y'all follow her, by the way. She specializes in sex trafficking for children. Her name is Chandra Cleveland. Shout out to Chandra Cleveland. Who paid for the private investigator? Yours truly. Did he contact me and say, well, I got this GoFundMe. You want me to help pay for the private investigator or some flyers, anything? I told him I wanted a bulletin board up over the highway where they found Anaiah's body. Let's put the reward up on the bulletin board. Bulletin boards cost a lot of money. I'm just giving y'all the facts. I'm just giving y'all the facts because all these videos, and I haven't watched one of them. I haven't watched one video he put out. The brother have made books over the years, all kind of things. I don't watch any of his content. I don't watch his page. Only thing I was privy to was things that he made a page for Justice for Anaiah page. And on that page, he was saying stuff. And I went and made posts on the page. And I basically said, did you tell everybody you put your daughter in child protection? So now he wants to accuse me of making harassment posts and defamation and slander. There's no defamation or slander in facts, fella. I don't have to slander you to take you down. The Most High is going to deal with you anyway. And he already is dealing with you. But don't ever sit here and say I'm lying on you, because I'm not. I'm not lying on you about the kind of father you've been. And my daughter was crazy about him. She loved him. I'm not going to lie on him about nothing. She loved him dearly. But, brother, you lacking. You lacking in the whole department of, when she was alive and after the fact. This is why I told y'all not to fund that account. That's the only reason I said that. Is because I don't feel as though the money is going to be used as a legitimate cause for her. I don't. I'm trying to start a children's ranch on my property that I had before Anaiah even passed. I even knew my daughter was dead. I bought this property in May. I bought it in May. Before Anaiah even died. And I want to put a children's ranch on part of it for children that need therapy, children that need a place to stay, sex trafficked girls. You haven't seen me ask nobody for no money for that. And it's not because I don't need money for it. I definitely need money to get it started. That's a big thing. But it's just not the time to be trying to be greedy. I can wait. I'm waiting on the Lord. He's going to send me some people that can probably invest or send me some grants. He's going to help us get that off the ground. But I'm not going to ask people for money I truly don't need. And that was an embarrassment to me, too, because why you put this GoFundMe out here? My daughter had a policy. We didn't need child protection. We didn't need none of that. I always had her. So that, to me, is an embarrassment. Hebrews, we are proud people. We don't deal with the government like that. So you put the government in our business. You let the government take our daughter. You allowed them to get involved. And I would say as well as her. I can't put it all on him. Because Anaiah's behavior and Anaiah's reaction got her in that situation too. She was being grown. She thought she knew what was best for her. She thought she knew what she was saying, and she really didn't. She didn't know that they was going to keep her ass. So I'm just going to keep it very 100, be very candid. I don't know no other way to be. I'm not fake. But the man is not going to sit up here and make all these videos about me and say, oh, this is what my daughter was going through. No, Anaiah was mad, and I got messages from Anaiah saying she was mad at her father for sending her in child protection and that she had never forgive him. She didn't even want to call him dad no more. He could not visit Anaiah in child protection because she told them, I don't want no visits with him. He could never really call her either. In the beginning, he could, but then towards like the end, she told them she didn't want no contact with him. Do you know that made him even stop participating in court? He stopped coming to court. And he get to go to court on the phone because he in California. I have to go down to the building. You know what I'm saying? He stopped coming to court. Adrian stopped coming to court, and he stopped responding to the court about Anaiah. He could sit here and tell people, oh, I wanted Anaiah to come home. Let me show y'all something. More facts. So this is one of Anaiah's paperwork. It's filed this year? What that say right there? No address on record. Brother, they couldn't even get you your paperwork on your daughter because You didn't have no address. You was not participating in trying to be reunified with your daughter after you signed her over. I could prove that too, because I have a paperwork that says the father is not involved in the case. I got a whole box of papers right here, and I've been saving them. I've been waiting for the day. So, today I get a illegitimate letter for cease and desist of harassment and threats. I haven't threatened this man. For what? I don't need to do anything to you. Life is already obviously kicking your ass. Okay? I don't have to do anything to you. The Most High is going to wear you out because he sees your devices. He sees you trying to get money in your daughter's name that you never cared about after you signed her over to the people, that you filed her on your taxes. All this greed, he sees you. He sees that you never even tried. So I don't have to do nothing but sit back and let it unfold and let you bury yourself, which is what you're doing in these videos. Because when I do finally decide to go back and watch them, I'm going to be able to come back and be like, oh, y'all, here's another lie. Here's another lie. Here's some more receipts. Here's some more receipts. Because you got to tell another lie on top of another lie on top of another lie. I will say this. He will say, oh, I tried to send Anaiah home. He did. He did try to send her back home with me. And I told him, no, you don't get to return her to send her like she's a box. You need to do your part. You had her for 7 months. It's the middle of the school year, bro. Suck it up. Oh, well, she causing all these problems in my house with me and my wife and my family and my stepson. Okay. You think I ain't got problems here at my home with me and my family? Like, we not going through stuff? I'm getting called from work, too. The school calling me, telling me to come get her, too. Yeah, I'm getting emails, too. So, just send her back to me because you don't want to deal with it. The GoFundMe got $85 on it. Report it. He asked for $2,000. It made $85. It ain't really made that much money since I started asking for the report. But that's God. That's the Most High. Y'all, I know it is. I know it is because he know you ain't in the right space. He know you ain't even try to reach out one bit and get nobody no help for her. Like your heart is not even in the right place. My hairstylist, she don't even know him. She was at the funeral. She said, was that her dad in the blue and white? I said, yeah. She said, damn, he looked like he didn't even want to be there. How these people know? People that don't even know you, bro, was like, how you look like you don't want to be at your own daughter's funeral? Like, no, we're not supposed to be happy that we there, but then you left early and you basically validified everything everyone had been saying. You left early, bro. Your own daughter's funeral. And this is, then let me tell you what he told me he left early. He said he left early because he started seeing Anaiah's dead body, decomposed body on everybody's face. But he told his brother he left because he felt intimidated. Wasn't nobody gonna do nothing to him. Nobody touched him. Nobody did nothing to him. It was actually security there at the funeral. Part of my package. Well, nobody gonna touch you. Even though you didn't even participate in the funeral arrangements, I let you speak first. The obituary got him first as his first speaker. Even though you ain't contribute a damn thing. I can't do no more. I'm done being nice. I'm done not, really letting y'all know, like, really what the real deal is. Because, honestly, this is embarrassing. Like, to have to put your ex-husband or your daughter's dad in this light, it's embarrassing. It's not nothing I really wanted to do. Like, because I'm embarrassed. Like, damn, you got this type of baby. You got this kind of, your daughter dad is this kind of man? Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. I'm against everything he has up in my daughter's name because of the way he acted when she was alive. So now, there you have it. I don't deny the fact that he loves Anaiah. I don't deny the fact that he's grieving. I don't deny the fact that he wishes that she was here. But, bro, your intentions don't rub me the right way. I think you have ulterior motives, and I'm not afraid to say it. There's no slander in that. That's how I feel. And that, if you don't like it, I don't care. Your family don't like it, I don't care. But I got receipts that they don't have, that they don't know. They've been in the background watching. But the whole time my daughter was going through all this, nobody called me, asked me, can they come see her, visit her? I was the one going to all these group homes, visiting Anaiah when she was in this place. I was the one going to court. I was the one providing all of my daughter's hygiene and clothing items. It wasn't even the state. It was me. You know, so I don't really, you know, the things that he asking for and what he trying to do and convince y'all of, I don't honor that at all. And that's why. So that's really what I had to say. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a long video. I know y'all probably tired of hearing me rant, but things needed to be said. Rest in peace to my daughter. I'm fighting for her. I'm fighting to find out what happened to her. I'm fighting to have the word put out more heavily in California. I am fighting for everything surrounding her. I'm not giving up. This is just the beginning of my fight, you know. But these things needed to be said because I've been hearing all kind of things from the Negro Vine. There you go for the Negro Vine. Y'all take that with y'all, and shalom.